Okay. Hello, Feuzion. My name is Alex Fuse, the host of Fusion News. Today is February 28th, and you're watching the third live Fusion News episode today. I am on the phone right now with Cam Awesome, USA national champion boxer, and now he's a stand-up comic. So, Cam, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. Is this show live?
Yeah, right now, yes.
Oh, that's awesome. You can't edit anything like inappropriate or bad, I say. That's great. I'm doing great.
Yeah. So, Cam, how are you doing tonight?
Tonight I'm doing well. It was a productive day for me. Just getting home and kind of winding down a little bit, and probably going to have to continue being productive since I'm an entrepreneur and I'm a boss, and I'm my only employee. I'm going to have to make myself work tonight.
Okay. So, Cam, I know you were a former boxer and, a stand-up comic. So what was that like, just really competing in a really high competitive field?
How is it competing in a competitive field?
Yeah.
I mean, it's difficult, and the separation between, like, the disparity between, like, the number 3 guy and the number 4 guy is just so small that you need every ounce of intelligence and physical intelligence, muscle memory, and mental strength to make sure you're just a little bit better every time. Then I get to fight in America, where I'm like so much better than everyone else, mostly in my weight classes, experience-wise. So that's really fun. Those are the fun fights.
Now, how do you prepare for a match? Like, what do you go through? Waking up in the morning and really, preparing yourself for that match.
A lot of it's mental, and once the training's done, there's nothing you can do. Like, worrying about it will only make things worse. So I've been like, after training's done, I'm completely mentally ready, and kind of wake up in the morning and try not to do anything stupid to injure myself before the fight. It was the first time I fought on national TV. It was on Christmas Day, and all my family got to watch. And I had this plan. I spent $200 making this cape for this Memphis Force Boxing organization thing I was in when I was living in Memphis. And you walk in. It's kind of like the WWE, where you walk into onto the stage, and then you walk to the ring. So, like, the fireworks goes off, or like a little explosion, whatever, and smoke, and then you walk out. The crowd sees you, everyone claps, and then you walk to the ring. I decided I was going to make a cape and hop over the barrier and run through the crowd instead of walking straight to the ring. And to end that, I was going to jump from the stairs, climbing up to the ring, and I was going to do a front flip tumble into the ring. And I ran through the crowd, and everything was working well. And I got to the stairs, and I was about 3 steps away, and I took a giant step, landed on the stairs, and then I was going to flip into the ring on one motion. But I didn't know that the stairs weren't bolted down to the ground. And the stairs just slid, and I fell straight on my butt. And luckily I wasn't hurt. But things like that is what I do, so I try to make sure I don't do things like that before fights. That's usually the hardest part.
Yeah. Now, Cam, of course, you are now a stand-up comedian. So do you feel like preparing for a boxing match, like you just said, making sure you don't do anything stupid, do you feel like this transition into being a comedian now is basically, still preparing you for a match at the end of the day?
No, I think it's I think in boxing, I guess there's a lot of similarities between boxing and stand-up, but I don't know. It's hard for me to say which one's harder because I'm really good at boxing, but I'm not known for being great at comedy. There are, like, the Dave Chappelles and the Seinfeld. Those are, like, the greats. In boxing, I would be like the Bill Burr. like fame or like I'm not like known as like a god in the boxing world.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not like that in the comedy world, but he's respected and he's great. In comedy, I'm not very, I don't have a big name for myself in comedy.
Not yet, anyways, right?
Not yet. I've taken a transition away from the comedy a little bit to pursue my other passion of speaking. So I'm a motivational speaker, keynote speaking. I speak on time efficiency and goal settings, or time management and goal settings, but using resiliency and efficiency. But I now just I add all my jokes into my speeches, so I don't do comedy as much, but all of my speeches are humor based.
Mm-hmm. So now you are a motivational speaker, and what really gave you, no pun intended, the motivation to do this?
When I was like 2011, I would go to schools in the neighborhood and kind of promote the local boxing clubs because we have free gyms, but no one really knows about it. And I would go and I would take over a gym class for the entire day, and I would just talk to the kids for the first 20 minutes, and then we'd do like 20 minutes of introduction boxing, and then I would go to schools to speak to the whole school because I didn't have that much time, and I'd speak to everyone at once and tell them to come down to the boxing gym. But I'd give them a speech about how boxing changed my life. And then one day I was at an open mic, and this guy was like, "Oh, I heard on stage you said you go to school and you're a speaker." I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, can I ask what your fee is? How much you charge?" Like, "Oh, you can't get paid doing that." He's like, "Yeah, you can." I was like, "No, you can't." He's like, "Yeah, you can." I was like, "Can we go for coffee?" And then we went out to coffee, and he told me all about how to become a professional speaker and how to build a speaking business. And since then, I've joined the National Speakers Association. I went to the national conference, and I've given keynotes at a bunch of different corporations, and I've spoken at probably hundreds of schools.
Wow, that's awesome. So what was the best advice you have ever received in your career?
I would say, weirdly, today I received amazing advice. A guy by the name of Ed Lattimore told me he's told me many times to be myself. And as simple as that seems, he basically told me to be myself and not care about being disliked. Because I caught myself kind of pandering to what people would want to hear and kind of censoring myself a little bit. And it was exhausting, and it seemed disingenuous with me, and it wasn't very authentic. And I would like make these motivational posts, and they're kind of cheesy and cliche. And he's like, "Bro, just don't care about what people say. If you offend some people, F them." And I was like, "No." And I continued to be unauthentic. And he kind of, about a month ago, it hit me. And I was like, "All right, you know what? I'm going to be just authentic. I'm just going to be myself. Just stop caring what people think." Not that I cared that much, but I didn't want to burn any bridges. And social media has been a good measurement of that, because on a daily basis I lose a bunch of followers because of the things I say, but also I gain a bunch of followers. And I think all of the people who don't like me are leaving, but my organic following loves me. And I realized today it was because I just decided to be myself. So
yeah, and that's
the last thing you want to do is be yourself, especially when you're trying to be something else. But this time it's worked, or maybe it always worked. I'm just never tired.
Yeah, definitely. And okay, Cam, I want to say thank you for coming on my show tonight. And I want you to tell, I know you said your most embarrassing moment, as a few minutes ago, but do you have another embarrassing moment you've ever had in your career, or no?
I make myself look like a fool all the time. I would say, most embarrassing moment, you stumped me. And as soon as this is over, I'm gonna be upset that I couldn't think of what an embarrassing, the most embarrassing moment. Oh, I know. One of the most embarrassing moments was the first time I did a comedy show.
Okay.
I'd done a bunch of open mics, and they're always in hole-in-the-wall bars. And, they're always terrible because people don't know there's a comedy show until they get there. And they came there to drink and talk with their friends, but then there's some guy with microphones. So it's really tough. And I've done it a lot, and I started memorizing all my jokes. And then I told all my friends I was going to do a real comedy show, and about 100 friends came out. And I found out the difference between hole-in-the-wall bars and actual comedy clubs. I had my first joke, ready to go, and I got out on stage, and I was like, hey, everyone, thanks for coming out. It's the same introduction when you're a boxer doing stand-up comedy. So I was like, come to the stage. This next comedian is a boxer. If you don't laugh at him, he'll punch you in the face. If you heckle him, he'll beat you up, take your wife, and raise your kids as his own. Come to the stage, Cam, and that's ridiculous because I have zero intention of raising my own children. Boom! And then the joke went well, and then I looked up and I saw all the lights shining on me, and I panicked for the first time in my life because you can't see the crowd and you can't see anything. So I just started stuttering and repeating the same thing over and over again. And I pulled my phone out of my pocket and started reading jokes verbatim out of my phone. Wow. In no order. It was not funny at all. I was bombing. And they light you in the back of the room when it's your time to get off stage. Mm-hmm. And they lit me early, but I couldn't see it because all the lights, I didn't know where to look. I was panicking. So because the comedians were afraid to take the large boxer off stage, so they went to the back of the room and they were waving their cell phones to get me off stage because I was embarrassing myself and ruining the show. And my friends saw them doing that. So my friends started waving their cell phones to kind of get my attention and get me off stage. And everyone else around them, everyone noticed it. So they started waving their cell phones to gather the crowd. And I look up at the crowd, and at that moment I thought, it's like a rock concert. I must be killing it.
Well, hopefully that never happens again, right?
Let's hope so. I haven't bombed a speech yet, but one day I will.
Well, hopefully not. But, just be yourself, right?
Yeah, my advice to everyone, be yourself. And if someone doesn't like it, still.
Okay, Cam, I want to say thank you for coming on my show tonight. I do greatly appreciate it. And where can the fans follow you on Twitter and, follow you around as you are now a motivational speaker?
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be following you too. Consider yourself stuck.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me, man.
Thank you. Okay, Feuzion, I'll be back here live on March 1st. Thank you for watching. I will see you tomorrow.